Hey guys, it's Ari and welcome to another bookish video. I can't do this. Hey guys, it's Haley. Welcome to my channel if you've never seen a video from me before, and welcome back if you are a loyal and wonderful subscriber. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Today I'm going to be doing the Ariana Grande book tag. This is created by Carol here on BookTube and I absolutely love her. She is such an angel. She comes up with such creative concepts and ideas. Hello, Carol Ween. That was literally iconic. So go check out her channel. I will link her channel and her original video for this tag down below. So basically this tag is just full of questions that relate to Ariana Grande songs, and I'm going to answer them with book recommendations. So the first question is, what is a book that made you feel sweet? And obviously this goes with Sweetener. The book that I chose is Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate
DiCamillo? Is this Camillo or Camillo? Not sure.
Anyway, this book, Because of Winn-Dixie, it is literally the sweetest, most precious, adorable book you will ever read in your life. If you're a child of a single parent home or a child of divorce, I highly recommend reading this book. It literally makes me sob. The main character, India Opal, finds this dog in a Winn-Dixie, so she names it Winn-Dixie, and it's just about how he helps her in her life and her journey of growing up and realizing how the world is, and she's such a sweet little angel. I just want to hug her and tell her that I understand her, and if you like dogs, this will make you cry for sure. The movie is also really good, so I highly recommend that. If you just want a nostalgic, sweet, little tear-jerker story, this is perfect for you. Also, it's really, really short, so if you're looking for books to meet your Goodreads goal here at the end of the year, this would be perfect. The next question is, what is a book that made you go, thank you, next? Thank you. And this is a book that I absolutely hated and I had really high expectations for, but
Obviously it didn't work out.
And that is Something She's Not Telling Us by Darcy Bell. This is a story of a kidnapped child, so obviously I should love it. It's also by Darcy Bell, who wrote A Simple Favor, one of my favorite domestic thrillers ever. I love the mommy drama. Unfortunately, in this, the kidnapped child storyline was like very weird and not really like it's what the book was about, but it wasn't. Like, this plot was very meandering and focused a lot on like the past and what all the characters were doing in the past, and it didn't really focus on this missing child case that was going on. And then the end was really abrupt. Like, they basically told you what ended up happening to the child, and then it was like, okay, the end. You got no aftermath, no nothing.
I can't accept that. I'm so sorry, but no, absolutely not. This book is trash. Thank you, next.
The next question goes with my favorite Ariana Grande song, and that is Honeymoon Avenue. I know it's an old bop, but she's a classic. We were on honeymoon avenue. And that is, what book made you feel like you were on a honeymoon? Obviously, for this question, I had to pick my favorite romance of all time, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is an office romance that is enemies to lovers. Basically, our main character feels that Josh, her desk partner, hates her, and so she plays these like weird maniacal games with him in her head. Called The Hating Game, and they end up falling in love, and it turns out he doesn't really hate her after all. Girl, that elevator kiss, that's all I have to say. I give you 5 stars just for that. This is a honeymoon book. Yes, it is. Ooh, for sure. This is chef's kiss, my favorite romance. Next question is, name a book that makes you want some space. And the way that I interpreted this question is like, I just needed some space and time to think about this book because it affected me so much. And that would be The Humans by Matt Haig. This book really made me think. It's hilarious, first of all, and it's also really poignant, and I just thought it was really smartly
written. It was really well written. Like, I don't know.
It had really good social commentary, and I was just sitting there thinking about this book. I still honestly sometimes just sit here and think about this book. Has this been crooked the whole time? Okay, that's wonderful. Good to know. Anyway, this book really made me want some space to just ponder the world, because this book follows an alien who has been sent to Earth to eliminate a human, and so he takes on the human form and has to kind of blend into the humans in order to complete his mission, and things go wrong along the way. And it's hilarious, it's heartwarming, it's existential. It is wonderful. I highly recommend this book. It was 5 stars for me. Next question is, name a book that you just kept switching positions while you were reading because it was making you so uncomfortable. Switching the positions for you. And this is another 5-star book, so yes, it did make me uncomfortable, but I kind of loved it, and that was The House We Grew Up In by Lisa Jewell. Y'all know Lisa Jewell's my queen. I literally love everything she's ever written, and this book is no exception. It's about the matriarch of a family who has hoarding disorder. So her family and all of her children live in this horribly disgusting house, and she's not getting the help that she needs. And it switches between when the kids are growing up in this house with this mother who is mentally ill, switches between that and after she passes away and her children are coming back for her funeral and clearing out the house where she has just accumulated a mass of things throughout her life. So it's very uncomfortable, it is very twisty and weird. If you like disgusting and dark family secrets and drama, this is for you. And I swear I read this book in probably 6 hours. Like, I sped through this book because I had to know what was happening. I wanted to know all the juicy secrets, but also it made me so uncomfortable. Trigger warning, there are some gross things in here that are definitely uncomfortable family relationships, okay? But you know what I'm saying when I say that. And there's age gap relationships as well. So just keep that in mind if you go into this. It's a very uncomfortable book. It's a 5-star book. I love it, but uncomfy. Next up, name a book that made you feel dangerous and powerful. For Dangerous Woman, obviously. And for this, I chose Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered by Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark. They are the hosts of the My Favorite Murder podcast, which is one of my favorite true crime podcasts. And this is basically their, like, memoir, I guess. It's just like stories about their lives and how they became murderinos, true crime obsessed boss bitches. And it did make me feel like a dangerous woman. Like, I'm powerful. Like,
I can walk in the streets with my pink pepper spray and get some assailants, okay? You're not gonna murder me today.
So if you like nonfiction and memoirs, I highly recommend this. Not only is it hilarious and vulgar and blunt, just like their podcast is, it speaks to a lot of women's issues, and it will make you feel really empowered as a woman. Next up, name a book that gave you bad ideas. And I don't really know if this book gave me bad ideas. Like, this book gave me illegal ideas, but I don't know if it's necessarily a bad idea. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This book is set in Nigeria, and it follows a woman whose sister is a serial killer, or so she suspects, because all of her boyfriends are turning up dead. And this book did give me some ideas, like maybe I should just be like this sister and just kill all the men who have wronged me in my life.
maybe that sounds like a good idea, but I mean, it's a bad idea. Is it a bad idea? Men are trash, but also that's illegal and I don't want to go to jail, so kind of a bad idea.
Anyway, this book is really good. Another short one if you're trying to reach your Goodreads goal. It was a very suspenseful and riveting thriller. I wouldn't say it's necessarily twisty because you pretty much know what's happening the whole time, but what is happening is so crazy that it just keeps you flipping pages. It was so good, and I highly recommend this if you want to, you know, get some ideas on how to get back at the men who have wronged you in your life. Maybe you do that. I don't know. I'm not recommending that you murder people. I'm recommending that you read this book, okay? Don't take my words out of context. Don't cancel me. I'm literally not a murderer. It's fine. And the last question is for No Tears Left to Cry. Ain't got no tears left to cry. And it's Name a Book That Made You Run Out of Tears. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Obviously, I was sobbing the entire time I was reading this. If you have not read this book, even though the hype for this book right now is intense and everything, it's definitely worth the hype. But if you have not read or heard about this book, it follows a group of people who are in the middle of an apartment showing, and a failed bank robber runs into the apartment and starts holding them hostage. So it just goes into detail about the bank robber, the people that are being held hostage, and the police officers that are trying to get through to the bank robber and do the hostage negotiations. So it's just about people and how all these different people have come to be in this place and how they're a lot more similar than they think. So it's really powerful. It's really amazing. It has a really great mental health rep. Do check for trigger warnings on the website about book trigger warnings. I will link that below. But definitely check that for this book because it is a little intense and I was sobbing throughout the entire thing. This was another 5-star for me, so highly recommend. And that is it for the Ariana Grande book tag. I hope you guys had fun watching this video and getting some Ariana Grande themed book recommendations. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and just hanging out with me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.